Hey everyone, how are you? How's everybody doing? What is going on? What's happening? It's Rashida back at you. I just felt I missed you. I would have gotten on this morning, but I had so much back-to-back meetings today. So I wanted to talk about this topic that's it's not even funny. If you're a parent, if you're a mother, you have children, this is for you. You need to come through. This is for you. So if you're watching me on YouTube, hey y'all, how y'all's doing? Have you subscribed to my channel? And basically hit the notification bell so every time I do come on, you'll be one of the first to get it. And if you're watching me from Facebook, how y'all's doing? Anyway, so something happened. So my son comes home 2 days ago, and on a good day, boys, they don't talk much. But this day, he came home and he showed me a video. And that video was so disturbing. It was so disturbing to me because I've been wanting to talk about this topic for a long time. And for one reason or another, I'll stay away from it because it's a very sensitive topic when you talk about, our children. And I don't want to ever, I don't want anyone to ever feel as if Rashida's coming off as, blaming single mothers or blaming mothers for what's going on, even though we do have a little bit of, fault. But as you can see, the breeds that we are dealing with these days, it's not a joke. The children that we have in this generation, the one that call themselves the Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Y, XYZ, I don't even know what they call themselves. They are not an easy breed. And I know that is affecting a lot of mothers because, especially culturally, y'all know we from Africa. I'm coming from Africa. If you have the children ends up good, is the fathers. If the children end up the other way, is the mothers. That's their whatever. I don't even let that even get to me. I have 3 children, 3 Tasmanian angels, I call them. I have 3 children of my own. And each and every one of them have different personalities. So as a mother, kudos to you who have more than one. Why? Because you're not only dealing with yourself, trying to figure out your self-image, trying to figure out who you are in the midst of this. And you know what? You don't even have time. And then you have to deal with other personalities, which are these amazing children that we have. Now, what was the video about that really got me into this type of, I couldn't breathe. So he shows me a video that went viral in their school. And here's a young lady, a young girl, and she's laying flat out in the bathroom floor, passed out. And she's been there for a couple of hours on the floor. And other girls were coming in and they were taking pictures of her. They were taking pictures of this girl that passed out on the floor. And then they put it to their TikTok as usual, and it went viral. What happened to the girl? Using some type of medication that she overdosed on. This is high school. And where do they get these medications from? Medications that adults can't even get without prescription. These children have it at their beck and call. If it's not the medication, then it would be some type of drugs that they're trying to use to numb themselves. If it's not drugs, alcohol. If it's not alcohol, smoking, all types of pipes. If it's not that, it's sexing. Just to numb whatever pain they claim they're going through. So it bothers me because while we are trying our possible bests for everything to work out, because I know not everybody are business owners or, a stay-at-home mom. A lot of people are working mothers. That's why you see so many doggone coaches out there, because mindset is something that needs to be, addressed. While women are getting their mindset together, these children are going through it. These teenagers are going through it. Can I even tell you, not even from teenage, how about from middle school? How about from middle school? It's ridiculous. Yeah, sorry about that. How about from middle school? If you know anything about this, just say something in the chat. It's so painful. Like, I remember a time I was doing I was talking on one of the channels, and someone had literally DM'd me after and said, Rashida, that they listen to me all the time, and they really love my authenticity and how I hold nothing back. And is it possible that I can talk to young adults? And it's so funny that she would say that, because it's something that I've been thinking about doing. Because I see how these young adults are just living, and I'm like, only if she knew she can do so much more. Only if she knew, how amazing she is, you know. And she asked me that. Then about 3 weeks ago, I was just saying to myself, like, I want to create uh, a place, like a group, where I can continue to nurture young teenagers. Because I know what it was like for me when I was growing up in Brooklyn as a teenager. It was like I was speaking Spanish and my mother was speaking French. And my she's not even a person who yells. Like, she's not a yelling person. That's not her personality, you know. But, we had the mom, we had dad, and dad was the one that everybody was scared of, because all he had to do, all he had to do is that, and everybody was like, Mom was not like that. Mom was, as you guys know, very hospitable and all of that. So anything that I would do, my mom would just bust into tears. And I think she was crying more for me not getting my butt whipped, but for my dad. And she just wanted me to have a good life. She wanted me not to make silly mistakes, because she didn't understand, growing up in this part of the world. Growing up in America is not a joke. Growing up in America is not a joke. And I'm going to say being a teen anywhere in the world is not a joke. But there are some places where, because you already know the discipline is there, as a teenager, you're not going to do some things because you're not trying to get in trouble, But in America, in America, it's a whole nother, it's a whole nother ball game. And if you are an African parent and you have your children here, And your childhood is from Africa. You grew up in Africa, but you came here, had children and all of that. A lot of times, you know, y'all don't understand. Let me put it like that. Whether y'all came from Africa, from Haiti, from wherever y'all came from, because you know America's the melting pot. Wherever you came from, and you came here, there's a whole nother different way of raising them here. Some people probably did a good job, or went through it, and the children end up well. I mean, I thank God I ended up okay, right? You know, please, if you're listening to the sound of my voice and you know a mother that's in pain, please invite her or share this with her when I'm done. Because, and I'm trying not to cry, because it's not easy. It's not easy for the parent, and it's not easy for the children. It's not. You know, we look at them and we look at these kids, we're like, what is your problem? You ain't got no bills to pay. You shouldn't have any issues. When I was growing up in my days, was this. They don't want to hear all of that. They don't want to hear all of that because they don't know your days. They only know what they're going through. And if you don't understand, the children are trying to find who they are. They don't know who they are. No matter how much you try to tell them. I remember when my mom, you know, she would tell me, Ife, you're coming from a very good home, you know, you come from Nigeria, you come from a very good home. But the only thing I was seeing about Africa was the bad children that were suffering, children that were naked, children that had kwashaka, children that were going through some stuff in Africa. That's what I was thinking. So when my mother tells me that you come from a very good home in Africa, I'm like, I don't know what it looked like. I ain't got no pictures, nothing. I don't know what it looked like. All I knew was where I'm at today at that time. And when you're in school, you're trying to fit in. Like, you're my mom, you're not my friend. And that's the mistake that a lot of this generation, my generation, have made, is trying to make their children into their friends first, thinking if I make this child into my friend, she'll tell me everything. No, you first of all have to be a nurturing mother. You have to be a mother to let your child know, look, I am here. You got to be a mom. And then you guys can build a relationship later on, maybe when the child is older, and become a friend. But you got to first of all be a mom. You know, you got to be a mom. So thank God that my parents took me to Nigeria. I thank God for it every single day. Because if that did not happen, and I was looking at my environment, looking at my friends, because my friends in private school, we didn't live in the same area. But the ones where I lived, they lived they went to public school. So going to public school, they were being raised by single mothers. And being raised by single mothers for them was a whole nother level. Whole nother level. Dad was not there. So a lot of these girls really didn't know their identity. They didn't know nothing. All they knew was that mommy was busy. If she ain't busy, she probably drunk somewhere. If she ain't drunk, she probably on drugs, just knocked out somewhere. That was these children's reality. And then to go to school every day. And then they find a boy that says, I like you. And this right here, that just hearing those words, just get them to a place of, oh my God, somebody likes me, somebody loves me. And because of that, they begin to use sex as a numbing, something to numb whatever it is that they're going through. Children in America are having sex from middle school. Middle school. Middle school. Some even elementary school. It was so hard for me to even try to imagine. It was so hard for me to try to hold it in my head like, what? What are you saying? My little boy's middle school, mind you, we are in a very amazing area. My little son, middle school, a boy and a girl were caught having sex in a bathroom. Having sex in a bathroom. What are we teaching our babies? What are we saying? I remember when my daughter and when they were going to the school, it was called they were going to a particular school. So it was the school, it wasn't like a big building, but it was more like a private area. And I remember the principal, Ms. Vicky at the time. Ms. Vicky, if you're watching this, how you doing? And she called me and she said, have I started talking to my daughter Lauren about sex? I was like, what? Who? What are you talking about? The girl's only in 5th grade. What am I talking to her about sex for? Like, I don't even know where to start. And to tell you the truth, I didn't know where to start. Because I'm looking at my child. And I had no idea. Them kids already, they knew everything about sex. And I'm still trying to figure out, where do I even start? But I thank God. Ms. Vicky said, I guess they were teaching the children, and some of the kids knew, but my daughter didn't know. And she says, I need to start talking to her, like I need to let her know. And that's when my awareness, popped open. And I was like, well, so I would tell her that I don't want her sitting on any uncle's lap, anybody's lap, any whatever, I'll let her know those things. And she'll look at me like, okay, mommy, Then eventually I got to the place where I was able to really ask her, does she understand where babies come from? And she looked at me and smirked. Like, ew, mom? I'm like, what you mean, ew, mom? Is it ill, or ill, you don't know? Or ill, it's nasty. Just thinking about it. We got into that conversation. I spoke to her about that. And I told her, that she's a special breed and she's an amazing child. All children are amazing. All children are special. All of them. I had that one-on-one time with her to explain to her how boys in middle school, in elementary school, junior high, high school, how all of them, all they want, if they are sexing, is they're like a hound dog. All they're looking for is where to shook, where to put their thing in. That's all they're looking for. You're not, they depreciate you. The moment you allow them to touch you, they depreciate you. You are special. Mothers, you need to let your children know how special they are. And you need to start saying that from a very young age. They're so special that they should literally be hardcore on any boy or guy or man that comes their way. They're special. So that's what I told my Lauren. I said, any boy that comes to you, anytime, because they don't have no future for you right now. They don't have nothing to offer you. Absolutely nothing. And being that they have nothing to offer you, all they want to do is take from you. And I don't want you to start giving out, what makes you so special. Begin to give it out. and then you begin to depreciate. So I use that to scare her. My daughter doesn't want to be depreciated. She doesn't want to depreciate. I use that to scare her. My dad used kissing to scare me. My mom looked like she was popping out babies. I mean, especially the last two, Moses and Hannah, and when daddy told me, do you know when you kiss, if you should allow a boy to kiss you, you get pregnant. What? I was not interested in getting pregnant. I was the first and I was taking care of all them other ones. So I was not looking for no other child. No, I was exhausted with children. Even though I was a tomboy, meaning that I was hanging around with boys, the boys were not asking me for no doggone whatever. No, because I was like them, you know? And my mom, being that I was hanging around with boys, she literally thought maybe I was, having whatever. I didn't even know what that was. So talk to your children. Don't be afraid to call them. Talk to them about what's going on out there. What's happening out there? Because if you're trying to keep it away from them, then they're going to teach them from the outside. Rather you teaching them from the inside. So when they get outside, they look at it like, I know what that is. It ain't a thing. I'm not interested. Rather than let me try it. Let me try it. Let me see. So many of your parents, many of y'all have tried. Y'all tried weed before. You probably tried to smoke or whatever. Maybe you didn't like it. Maybe you tried to drink and maybe you didn't like it. Let your children know. Tell them the truth. You probably didn't like the life that you lived, but let your children know the truth. Maybe not all the truth. I mean, the one that's going to benefit their life at the different stages of life that they're in. So it really bothered me. How are these children having sex in elementary schools and middle schools and high schools, and then drugs, 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 drugs. How are they getting this? How are they getting this? Check your children. Check them when they get home. Check them. You don't trust me? I don't want to, especially if the child has had, previous, maybe you've had phone calls from the teachers and the child is doing this, that, and the third. Sit down and talk to your children. Talk to them. I'm not going to say it's not easy being a single mother, because it's not even easy being, a person who has a husband with kids. That's not easy. So I can never say it's easy being a single mother or blame a single mother that is working for majority of the things that's happening with the children. But can I say this? Can I say this? Some single mothers have done it and they've done well. Some single mothers have done it and they've done well. Put your children in activities, certain activities around your home, put them there. And sometimes even doing that is even doggone dangerous. With all these coaches and stuff that are messing with kids. It's hard. It's hard. And I'm not coming to downsize it. Like it's not easy. It's not easy. And this is what I started telling a lot of my the wives, the married women, or single women with children. And I'm going to tell you the same thing. Take a card. Take a card. And write down your children's name. Write down each of their names. And if you don't have a Bible, go get one. You hear me? If you don't have a Bible, go get one. Write their name right inside the label. Write their names, their first name, their middle name, their last name, and put it inside that Bible. And when you put it inside the Bible, let me tell you what scripture to read. Because when you have children, whether you can do it, and you can, if you got the Holy Quran, put it in there. Just do something. And you can read Psalms 31, protection of your children. Begin to pray for these children. I know many of you say you're doing it. I know many of you say you're doing it. Be involved in their life. Find out what's going on with them. How's school? Give them a call. Text them. Text them. Too many mothers have time. Got too much time for all kind of things. Social media. Some mothers can sit on social media for hours. Hours. But just to text your child, and then you put and then you give a 9-year-old a phone. You give a 10-year-old a phone that they can download YouTube and watch all kind of nonsense. You give them a phone with no security system that can block them from getting on certain. I was shocked when my son, I think somebody had called me and said they were calling for price. And I'm like, you're calling for price? Who this? And they're talking about some senior citizen, whatever. I'm like, what in the world did this boy fill out? What did he fill out? What did he get himself into? Call my son. What is this? You see, when they have these games and they want to either get other games or something like that, either on Apple, whatever, they put their name, their information on all kind of things. And many of them literally have to say they literally say they're over 18. They're not 18, but they'll say they're over 18. And in saying that they're over 18, they get access to everything. Access. And they started calling him to tell him that he can get senior citizen insurance and all of this kind of stuff. And I'm like, this boy is only 12. He's 12 years old. 2 years ago, actually 3, a friend of mine was talking. We were talking. And we ended up talking about, she literally had to take her child out of school and homeschool her child because teenagers have all kinds of sexual transmitted, whatever it is, sexual transmitted, all kinds of STDs. Now, follow me. When your teenage son or daughter has STDs and you don't know about it, or maybe they don't even know about it, because the only time you'll find out is when you take them to the doctor's office, and that's if you take them to the doctor's office. If you take them to the doctor for checkup and they have STDs, and a lot of y'all mothers, y'all know, many of y'all, you know it. You know why? I sat down one day and I said, if these kids are having STDs at such a young age, and the STDs is not dealt with at a young age, and they are not educated about STDs at a young age. And this STD stays with them. Do you know for a male child, it is able to damage his sperm count? It is able to damage his sperm count. So check this out. He never knows about it. Mama never knows about it. The child goes from middle school to high school. And then even if he noticed that his urine is a bit funny, he's not going to go to his mom and dad, because mom and dad must not catch that he's been having sex at a young age. He'll go to his friends. His friends will be like, that ain't a big deal. Dude, that ain't a big deal. I'll get you something to use. Give him something that may or may not even work. And he now goes to college, gets to college, still hasn't treated the problem. Think the problem just disappeared, doesn't exist anymore. And then finishes college, get married. Do you know how many men? And I'm not talking for the ones who medically or whatever, but come on now, think with me. It ain't for everybody, but I'm saying this because this is something that people don't even talk about. So when your son, or when we don't take these boys while they are still under our roof to get checked, because when they're 18, that's it, done. You can't do anything anymore. When we don't take our good babies, because all of y'all, all the mothers, my son, my son, my son. When we don't take these sons to get checked so that they can get cured and they grow older and they grow up with this STD. And then they're not able, they don't know what's going on. Wife is not getting pregnant. 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And married women, man, the world as it is right now, it's something. It's not even, oh no, woman. I'm trying to be careful how to say this because I don't want anybody to take it personal. I don't know anybody's situation, but I'm just asking you to flow with me on this. The child had STD, never got checked. Now is not able because his sperm is all jacked up. Now is not able to get wife pregnant. And then woman, you now decide to take matters into your hands. This is what's causing it. The negligence in the beginning foundation. Negligence. And we just doing whatever. I've heard of people who committed suicide because they realized that the children they've been taking care of don't even belong to them. A lot of these kids are angry because, they just know the truth about a parent that's not theirs or that they don't belong to. So we cause a lot of issues in life. And all I want to ask is, can we do better? Can we do better? We have single mothers who don't have time. So obviously, social media is raising their children. We have parents, mom and dad, who have children, who are who can choose um, and say, you know what, which one of us is going to do a menial job so that we can have more time for the children? But no, everybody is running after their own glory. Everybody's running after. Dad got work, definitely. But I don't see too many women that would say, you know what, sweetheart, I pray for God to bless you with a proper job that's going to pay you more than we can even imagine, so I can have more time with these children. I don't see too many of them. I don't see too many of them. All I hear sometimes is, I ain't go to college to come be some housewife. And that's that's what I said too. I was like, I ain't go to college to be some housewife. You know, I worked in Wall Street and did all that. I didn't go to no college to become no housewife. I'm a lawyer. I'm this, I'm that. But I got to a place in my life where I had to, the children needed me. And I prayed. I prayed. I prayed. I prayed. And I prayed that God would bless my husband with an amazing job so that he'll be able to take care of most things. And that's how I started online coaching for wives. Because the thing is, these children grow so fast. By the time they are grown up and gone, that's it. If you want to now start your whole life, start. When I was in college, there was a woman who was literally 64 years old coming to college. And that's exactly what she said, Rashida. I went to them kids, all of them got out of my house, they're grown, they're married now, doing whatever. Now I have my whole time to myself to do whatever I want to do. It was what's called sacrifice. It's not something that we grew up knowing to do, but it was something that we eventually had to, because at the time when I had to make that decision to stay home, you know, my husband didn't ask me to. It was my decision. You know, he didn't ask me to. But I saw that their schoolwork wasn't, you know, they weren't passing their grades properly. They weren't you know, they just weren't doing what they were supposed to do. And when I asked my son, I asked Palace, why? Mommy, you're not here to help us with our homework. You're not here. I was like, but you know, your dad can help you with your homework. And at the time, I'll drop them off at school at about, we leave home like 7, drop them off at school like 7:30. And their dad would pick them back up. And I don't get home until like 10:30, sometime 11 o'clock from the job that I was doing. But I knew that my job, I was a senior marketing director with a insurance company at the time. And I knew that, you know, I knew that my children needed me. And I hear some of you saying, well, you had a choice. Yeah. Some people don't have the choice. They have to go to work, and I get it. So in your going to work, just stay in contact with them. You gave them a phone for a reason. Text them every now and then. When you get home, text me. Saturday, pack up their food. Make sure, you cook, the food is good and everything is good, and they fine. You know, you don't have to work all night. If it's night shift that you're doing, you need to change it, because at nighttime you need to know what the heck is going on in your house. You need to know what the heck is going on in your house. And the craziest thing is that us women, man, we need to come on. Ah, I'm gonna tell y'all a situation that happened. And I'm gonna keep the name. I'm not gonna say the name out. Let me tell y'all a situation that happened. So my daughter was going to college. Well, she graduated from high school. So I wanted a couple of her friends to come over. That's what she said she wanted. And the craziest thing is, these are children that I love and love dearly. And I know their parents don't play. Because I tell people, like, if they want to come to my house, I tell the parent, I said, look, if I can't treat your children like they're mine, if they do something wrong and I can't, then you can't bring them. No, I don't need them in my house. I don't need them in my house. If I cannot, once your children enters my house, they become my kids. That's what I mean. So just the way I treat my babies is the way I'm going to treat yours. I don't know how to treat them no different. That's just how it is in my house. So the whole family was over. And the whole family was over. And we were just having a good time. Real good time. Everybody was having fun. And my brother Moses is a person that he's just a free-spirited guy. So free-spirited. Like he had my daughter's friends, and they were just cooking, just having an amazing time. It was so good. We were so happy. Everything was good. But and some of them are probably already there. I think they're in college, yeah. But what got me so concerned was the fact that when something happens and you call another parent, and to tell you the truth, when I found out, I think my daughter called me to tell me, like, she couldn't tell me then, but we went to New York together. She said, Mama, I need to talk to you. I don't want you to get upset. I was like, I'm not gonna get upset, tell me. She was like, you gotta promise you're not gonna girl, go sit down. Sit down. But I was really happy that she was able to talk to me. And what did I do? I prayed for a while. I said, God, you need to help me to know how I'm going to tell these children's parents what happened. And one of my sisters in the Married Let's Talk in the group, I was talking to her. And she said, Rashida, you call the parents. Call the parents and let them know. Yeah, it's not like I wasn't going to call a parent. What I wanted to know is, how do I even start that conversation, So I called. I called the father, called, he didn't pick up. I was like, okay. So I called another one. And this one, I was so excited. She was like, you know what? She said, what did you say happened? How did that happen? Oh my God. you know what? Let's plan this. I pray she's watching this because she really, really hurt my feelings from the way that she went down with everything. I was just thinking, we need to get these children together because they are our children. We need to get all of them together and tell them, like, look, you're young ladies. You guys are in college now. So many things you're going to see, you may even experience in college. I'm going to need y'all to stay away from 1, 2, 3, 4. Because when you get into them 4 things, it's a wrap. And we come together as mothers, as a tribe, and let our daughters know that we are strong together. That's what I was thinking. Be strong for our daughters. Let our daughters know, look, where you come from, your background, we're here. We're not them kind of people who don't have time for you. We are not on drugs. We are not drunk. We are available. So we had a plan. And we said, you know what? She said, thank God the father didn't pick up. That's what she said. She said, thank God her husband didn't pick up. She said, because it would not be what we're talking about here. Okay. So she was like, so you know what we're gonna do? She said, so we'll wait for them to finish school, and then we'll bring them together, because we don't want them to allow this to separate them. We want them to still be, like sisters. I'm like, that's a freaking good idea. Yeah, I'm down for it. And she even told me, and I had already called, because it was like 4 girls, 2 families. Yeah, 4 girls, 2 families. I had already called the other mom, and she was at work, so she couldn't talk. So I told her I'll talk to her about it later. I'll call her later when she's out of work. But then when I got to speak to the second mother was like, no, don't tell her, because she's really close with her children. She's going to just go and bust the bubble. Let's just, wait till the kids are out of school so that we can all talk about it. Okay. Sound like a good idea to me. How about I get a call from my daughter, and mommy and daughter is like, Ma, so and so and so and so called her, said she better not come home, because if she come home, it's gonna be. I said, who called you to tell you what? About what? First of all, that's what I was trying to protect, not to seem as if what me and my daughter talked about, I was actually like, but I needed to also protect these other girls, to let them know that this is not cool. Something was telling me to call them, these girls, personally. But I don't know what they would probably go tell the mama and the papa. So I was like, you know what? Let's do it like grown folks. Because if anything was to go down with my daughter, I want to know. I want to know. So I took it like that. Call this woman. She was like, yeah, we're going to wait till they come back from school and blah, blah, blah. And, then a couple of days later, Lauren calls me. And I was livid. Ugh. I was like, so I called. The woman, the so-called, said, we should keep it amongst ourselves until our babies get the holiday and come home, so we can talk to them together. So they see that strong hold that we have as women. Sound like a good idea. She done told her husband. She done told the kids. The kids in college going through it. They calling Lauren. They threatening Lauren. I called her. And this woman had the nerve to say, well, you know, what? There was nothing I could do. I was like, there was nothing you could do. What are you talking about? And my other daughter wanted to go and see her friends at the college, and I told her she couldn't go. And she asked, why can't I go? And I have to tell her a reason why she can't go. You had to tell her a reason why she couldn't go. You couldn't find no other reason? You couldn't find no other reason. I told her she could not go. I was like, you see your African parents? That's how when people have information, they're not going to give you any information. Because right about now, if I see somebody else's kid having what? To God be the glory. Great things he can do. Come on now, let's go. That'll be you and God on that side, because I'm not. Come on now. If we women can't stick together and try to build our daughter's tribe, try to build a strong backup, a strong community for them, what we doing? What we doing? What exactly are we doing? And this is my generation. Why can't people just be true? Be real. Everybody's talking about my truth. I'm real. I'm real. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? We have daughters that are going through some stuff. Do you know some daughters know that their father and their mom, all they want is good grades? So I'm going to give them good grades. And I'm going to do everything else under the sun. Do you know that there's some middle school, elementary school, high school kids that are giving students, their school, whatever, oral sex, and they don't consider it sex? When are we going to start really talking about what matters? When? These are the next generation. These are the children. They're supposed to be taking care of us when we are in our 70s and 80s. These are the ones that's going to be in power in government when we are in our 70s and 80s, which is not too far. Which is not too far. Which is not too far. What are we teaching them when we can't even get ourselves together? I told my daughter, I said, let me tell you something. By the grace of God, you're going to get mad. You're going to find your own. God's going to bless you with yours. But when you do get yours, please don't treat it like it's not important. Because whether you want to be a doctor, a lawyer, a content creator, a business owner, entrepreneur, you still have to have time for family. You still have to have time for your babies. There's a reason why you carry babies and he don't. You still have to have time. Everybody want to level up and everybody want to forget the responsibilities that individuals. The responsibility of a man is different from the responsibility of a woman. Get it? It's different. It's different. And if you're not willing to sacrifice, Spend time with these children. Find out what's going on with them. Many teenagers have died. Many teenagers have died. When they are young, you are their mama. When they are now getting to the, they're in 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 12th grade, open up to them. Let them know that, look, been there, done that. What you doing? What you doing? Be involved. Get to know their teachers. Get to know whatever game they're playing. Get to be about them. Let them know that you care. Let them know that you care. Because several of y'all, hold on for me one second. Several of y'all, because you don't want to deal with the baby drama, you don't want to deal with abortion, you don't want to deal with none of that. So therefore, you give your children birth control. You give your children birth control. I can say this is relative, or I can say what I don't like about that is, let me close my door. Hold on one second. Georgia, stop opening my door. What I don't like about that is, first of all, it says, I give you permission. You don't give a child something and say, oh, just in case it happens. I'd rather you have this than to, be having babies every year. That if it works for you, great. And then we have ones that, by the time it's time for them to get married and start having children, then because whatever, they've been using it for so long, so the birth control is so much in their system that it takes longer than maybe a year or 2 or 3 for it to, just clean out of their system for them to now be able to conceive. That's one thing that may happen. Or maybe, I don't know, sometimes maybe it damages I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Check, find out. But I think from my point of view is catch them young and just let them know that this is the reason why I will want you to wait until you're old enough to handle what having sex and breaking up, the emotional trauma, the mental trauma, because that's where a lot of these kids are getting their mental issues from. Dating somebody that eventually they break up, or maybe the person don't like the person. My son that day showed me 3 videos. One was the girl that passed out. The other 2 was 2 girls literally fighting over a boy. And when I saw the thing they're fighting over, I was like, what? 2 girls on the floor, ripping each other's hair, dragging each other across because of some boy who ain't got a job, who don't even know where he going with his future. High school. Ripping each other's hair apart. There was one, because of a boy, took a fork and literally killed another girl with a fork. With a fork. What are we saying? These babies are looking for love in all the wrong places. All the wrong places. I mean, if we're gonna say we want to give birth to children and have these children and make them amazing in society, We got to take some type of responsibility and say, you know what? I'm going to dedicate some time for you. You are my priority. You are my priority. I can tell you stories for days. Is it the husband and wife that's a doctor? And they leave their children with a house nanny. And the house nanny knows exactly the time that the husband and wife doctor comes home. And the house nanny brings her boyfriend to the house and begin to have sex in front of these two babies. And I say babies, they must have been like 6 and 4. Having this activity in front of these babies. As they got older, the boy, whenever his mother come home, he wants to talk. Mommy, guess what? Mommy, this. And the mother is just too tired. Tired, just leave me alone. I'm just too tired. Just let me rest. Go and find something to do. So she goes into her room. She eats and she sleeps. And then she comes back home the next day, same thing. And Taya cannot talk to anybody. And I'm just saying Taya. The child's name is not Taya. I'm just using Taya as, And the mother's tired. Same thing. After a while, Taya started talking to his sister. And at the end of the day, him and his sister started doing what the house help was doing. Him and his sister. So talk about the stuff that is going on in our world. Women, I was going to save this for another day, but you know what? This is our time. You know, who runs the world? Girls. Who run the world? Girls. Who run the world? Girls. Well, if y'all running the world, then why the world? Why? Why is the world like this? Can we really say we're doing a good job right now? Can we say we are doing a good job? Can we? In our time, when women are not, when Black people are no longer border slaves, when women are not, women are free to be, to do, free to do all these things. Okay, we're doing it. But the children. I know ain't nobody saying it, but I said it. There was something, I was reading something, it said, it says 80% of our nation's 13 million college students voluntarily take psychology classes because they're fascinated by what makes people tick. They want to know, they want to learn more about themselves. So that's to say, many of them are confused. They don't really know who they are. Many of them go into college with such low self-esteem. Such low self-esteem. Not understanding that what is called paradigm has taken over a lot of them. And what is paradigm? It's a term that we use literally to describe like your habitual habits that you were born with, and habits that you ended up picking up along the way, environmental. So these kids pick up certain habits from their mom and their dad, and then when they go to school, they pick up another habit. Then ladies, we need to do better. We need to do better. You see, I have this academy, and the academy, um, I'm going through. I'm actually training some consultants right now that's going to help me in the academy. and the academy is for our youths. It's for our youths. That's what I want to do. It's for our youths. I'm going to teach them that they are not whatever it is that they think they are. They are not this person who is useless. They are not this person who needs to sell their body in order to get attention. They are not this because even our boys are getting pushed into things that they don't want to do. Yeah? Because they get bullied. They're too quiet. They're too this, they're too that. How about our sons? And our daughters now get into all this smoking. And do you know how much of your kids are vaping? And many don't even know. How many of them are using what they call this thing? Cannabis? If they're using it for medical, that's a whole different thing. Smoking weed, not even knowing what the friends are putting in the weed. Not knowing what the friends are putting in the weed. And you don't know. Weed these days, the way they got it going on, it don't even have the weed smell. So you probably go to your children's room and say, oh my God, whatever you have in your room smells so good. Thanks, Ma. Thanks, Ma. So the children are seeking attention. A lot of times, if you don't have time, reach out. Reach out to some people. They can help you. They can help you. I don't want to tell a woman who wants to experience having a child not to have a child, but it would be so much better if we had them when we were ready. Ready to take care of them, ready to go through life with them. They're going through a lot of stuff in life because once they hit that age of 13, 14, 15, their body begin to act a certain way or be a certain way. And we a lot of mothers don't even want to talk about that chapter. They just want to ignore it altogether. That was me. I don't want to talk about it because I don't even know where to begin. But I had no choice. Thank you, Miss Vicky. I had no choice. She recommended a particular book for me to read, to talk to my daughter about the birds and the bees. you know. So we need to be very careful. These children are they experiment everything. And there's a lot of men out there that are ready to experiment with your daughters. And that would not be your case in Jesus' name. It would not. So it's good to let the children know who they are. Yes, they came through you, but they are not yours. They belong to God. They belong to God. They need to begin to understand the power that they carry. If you don't know it, this is the reason why, we're teaching women, we're educating women, we're coaching women, because we feel like once we get a woman, we got the neighborhood. We got the neighborhood. We got that a family has been saved. A home has been saved. A community has been saved. The nation has been saved. That's what we think. But when mothers are not even investing in themselves to even understand what this thing is all about, you think personal development is just about your self-esteem? And no, 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 no. Uh-uh. 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 Not the one that is called thinking into results. You think into results. What result do I want for my family? What result do I want for me? What result do I want for in my business or in my job? What result do I want? If you are a single mother and you need to make more money, how do you do that? Do you know how? Do you know how? Without you stressing so much. Information is key. The application of it is even the master key. It's the master key. Elite Creators Academy is out. I have two amazing, not come two, and I have another one right now who specifically are for training youth. We got to do something. We have to do something. The children are our future. If we do nothing right now, I don't want us to be at the age of 70, be like, stick me with something, just kill me, just let me go. I cannot, just let me, no. I don't want that to be our situation. I don't want that to be our situation. Our babies are crying out for attention. And if you don't know how to give it to them, let somebody else give it to them. If you don't know how to do it, let somebody else do it. Let somebody else do it. Let somebody else do it. They need your attention. The boys and girls, mothers that have sons that don't talk, they're always in their room playing a game. Try to do something, because that's going to be somebody's husband tomorrow. Take your children to the hospital, get them checked out. If they need to be on antibiotics, make sure they take it. Make sure that their stuff is taken care of. Make sure that stuff is taken care of, because these girls these days, many of them, they oh Lord, being married means the world to them. And they will do anything to stay married, even if it's to go get pregnant somewhere else and bring it into your home and say it's yours. What are we raising? Who are we raising? What are we doing? Let's do better. Let's have time. Let's make time. Let's make time, ladies. Let's make time. Because you see who you don't want to pray for. You don't want to pray for them now. You don't want to put their name in the Bible and pray for them now. You want to spend your old age praying for them. Praying for them. It may just be too late. We got to start now. And you see, women, when one of us is going through it, we're all going through it. So nobody's to come here and say, oh, Rashida. If one person, which I know, one person, if one person is going through it, we are all going through it. Because when they insult one woman, they've insulted all of us. Because we are not having each other's back. We talk the talk, but we don't walk it. Because no one will come and say, oh, Rashida, my daughter, my girl, oh, y'all ain't got to come to me, but can we have a forum where we can talk to daughters? Where we can talk to the next future, our babies. Certain things, let them know who they are, how amazing they are, so that they're not out there turning themselves into pieces of salami, ham and cheese. Please. These children are walking all around doing all this stuff on the internet and not knowing. Then from there, from the internet, not knowing who they're talking to, mother, father, not knowing who they're really talking to. Internet, do you know how many girls are missing from trafficking? From getting trafficked. Fathers, I'm going to talk to y'all tomorrow. Because the beginning of this is you all. I'm going to talk to y'all tomorrow. Because when we say, oh, a man is moved by what he sees, I done told y'all in a particular video, if the woman you married begin to look a certain way that you do not appreciate, it is your business to take her shopping, take her to a spa, take her, go sign her up for whatever, walk with her, take a walk with her. She doesn't want to go to the gym, take a walk with her. If you shower a woman with love, If you shower a woman with love, do you know what you will get back? But no, instead of taking care of your own household, you're out there. Like it. For what? This is the reason why what goes around comes around. I don't know why y'all don't think that. You'll be taking other people's daughters, children, treating them anyhow. And then you don't want nobody to treat your child a certain way. You're putting a curse already on that child. What that child didn't ask for, you already putting it on that child by what you're doing. And y'all think it's okay. It's not. This world was given to us for us to be able to take care of, not to damage it. How long are you here for? 70 years, 80 years, 80 years? And then you transition on. So you just want to use 30 to 40 out of those 80 years. Just destroy everything. Come on now. We blame you. I blame you. If it's not right, it's you. If it's right, it's you. Because you guys are the fathers. You're supposed to lay hands on your daughters and pray for them. Teach them how they should be treated. Let them know how a man should treat them. Let them know how a man should treat them. Let them know how special they are. But rather, we're gonna talk tomorrow. I'm ready for y'all tomorrow. All right. Thank you so much for ever listening to me. I know I'll be going hours at a time. I do apologize. Look at that time. 1-1. Thank you, Jesus. 1:11. I'm so grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I'm forever grateful. I'm grateful. And we all should be grateful for life, for health, for wealth, for happiness. We should all be grateful. We should all be grateful. Men, we talk tomorrow. I'll talk to you all later. God bless you real good. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.